Welcome back to the 365 Retirement Podcast with the team at Rubino & Lang Wealth Partners. My name is Randy Cook, and I'm here each week with one of the representatives from Rubino & Lang. Today, Ryan Marston is with us, and we're going to talk through some of the issues about planning for retirement. And that's exactly what you do, Ryan. You meet with people every day, helping people get things lined up, and not only helping get them lined up, but walking through the retirement process, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. We sit down with people gearing up, getting ready for retirement, taking a look at everything that they have, and then from there, coming up with a plan of action. From a strategy standpoint, from an allocation standpoint, from an account structure standpoint, right? And then, not only just preparing them, but helping them through retirement. Revisiting that plan that we initially come up with, and then walk them through their retirement years and try to make them as comfortable as a process as possible and take those worries away.
Yep, things change. The economy changes. Think about how taxes have changed over the years, and if you are going to be in retirement, exactly. 20, 25 years, you're going to be in retirement, maybe longer, and boy, I tell you what, there's going to be a lot that's going to change during that time. Your plan has to change along with it. At my place of employment, one of the things that happens when somebody walks in the door for an interview is they look at you and they say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how positive a person do you think you are? And if you work here, they give you a book called The Energy Bus, and it's about this woman on the bus who's just as positive as she possibly could be, and it's infectious to all of the people who are on the bus. So the problem with the world is it's not a real positive place sometimes. The National Science Foundation found that the average person has between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them are negative. So, do you consider yourself? That's a
staggering number.
It is. Do you consider yourself a positive person, Ryan?
I try to think that, or I like to think that I'm a glass half full guy.
Good.
Right? I try to look at the positive things, but I promise you, I didn't realize I was having 80,000 thoughts a day, but I don't think all of them are positive. So I'm a realist at the same time, Randy.
Well, why am I talking about this? Because so many people come into retirement feeling negative about it. They are very uncertain. You read the articles. I don't know if I've saved enough. I'm worried about running out of money. I'm worried about retirement overall. So they come to people like you. So when you sit down, we talk about, first off, we have a 15-minute introductory call, get to know each other, find out what it is that you're looking for. That may lead to a meeting. You sit down. And Ryan, as you build a plan and as you go through the process, do you see people that are kind of there with their arms closed like this, and they're all folded up and they kind of got that negative look about them? And then near the end, they start to see things might work and they kind of lay back a little bit. What is that moment like, and why is that moment taking place?
Again, I'd say 9 out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10 of people we see that come in and sit down with us have some sort of worry about, retirement accounts, taxes, social security. There's some aspect of their retirement plan that they have some sort of worry about, or, they wouldn't. They probably wouldn't be coming to see us.
Right.
But, my job is to, one, identify the worry, right? Mm-hmm. And two, see if I can solve that or show them that shouldn't be a worry, Randy. Mm-hmm. So, making sure, and again, it can have different variations within a retirement plan. It can be from when you're starting Social Security, a worry that Social Security might not be there, throughout your retirement. Social Security is not enough to cover what my expenses are, and the rest of my assets have to fill the gap to cover what my expenses are. Most people that when they come in and sit down with us, they're going up the mountain. They're saving for retirement. They're putting money in their 401ks and growing their assets, but they aren't sure how to distribute the assets as they're coming down the mountain, right? What's the right order of withdrawals? What is the right withdrawal percentage to draw from your retirement accounts without the risk of losing or your entire asset in retirement or in the early stages of retirement, right? Inflation. So there's a lot of things that you want to factor in when looking at a retirement plan, and those are some of the main concerns, I'd say, when we're sitting down with people, and it's my job to show them that you will be okay. And if you're, and if you're not going to be okay, how do we fix things to put you on the right track to make sure you will be okay? So if I don't do my job correctly, someone's not going to hire me, right? Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. So if I can't alleviate worries within their retirement plan or retirement outlook, I'm not doing my job. So that's when we're sitting down with people, identifying the worries, and not only identifying the worries, but they might not even know about a worry, identifying any issues within their current structure and solving it. Putting a square peg in a square hole as opposed to a round hole is what we want to try to do.
Well, one of the most stressful things in life is losing a job, and you lose that paycheck. And when you think about it, that's basically what's happening here. You are losing your income. You're losing your job. You're retiring, and you're going into a long period of unemployment. So now all of a sudden you've got to figure out how my bill's going to get paid. How am I going to have fun? What am I going to do? And how can I make this money last? That adds to the uncertainty of it. Is the income discussion where you show people, hey, you make this much money now, you need $8,000 a month or $10,000 a month. We're going to replace that, and here's how we're going to do it. Is that where they kind of lay back and go, oh, okay, the light bulb goes on?
It is definitely the light bulb. That's kind of like step one, is figuring out what do your expenses look like now? What do they look like when you retire? Again, whenever that may be, 1, 2 years, 5 years. So, figuring out what your expenses are, and then what sort of fixed income do you already have set up in retirement? Most of the time, Social Security doesn't cover it. Maybe you have Social Security and pension, more pension, maybe you have rental income. So, a lot of times there'll be a gap from what expenses are to that already set up fixed income in retirement, and showing them that the assets they've saved, like whether it's a 401k, 403b, IRAs, throughout your working years, 30 plus potential years of work, showing them how they can gap that delta from their expenses to what their fixed income already is, and make sure that you have enough income. If we start there, and then from there, if I can show the prospects or clients that they will be okay from an income standpoint in retirement, then we try to just make everything as efficient as possible, set up everything else. So it comes in stages, but the income in retirement is step one. And once we show that, I'd say the biggest burden off the shoulders is gone. And now it's just the small burdens or the small negative thoughts out of those 80,000. So, making sure we, start there is crucial and alleviates most of the major concerns in retirement.
Well, you said it many times there. I mean, the main concern and the main question when people walk in the door and go into retirement is, am I going to be okay? Yep. And I wonder if once you figure that out, once you figure out the nuts and bolts of the income's going to be there, I've got a tax plan. If inflation goes up or taxes go up or the market goes down, I'm going to be okay. Once you get that all out of the way, you really kind of breathe a sigh of relief. And then you actually can turn your thoughts onto the things that you really want to think about in retirement. What am I going to do? I know the money's there, the pool of money's there, and it's going to be refilled every month. Now I know I can go on some trips and do some of the things I want to do. Yeah.
Or some of the negative people, like they talked about, right? Maybe the glass half empty, or I don't know what I'm going to do in retirement once we show them that. Right?
Now I got to figure that out.
I'm actually going to keep working. That's where you want to start. Make sure you can cover everything, because it's not as simple as looking at what you have set up and I want to. If you have $1 million, I'm going to take out $40,000, and that's going to be my income per year plus Social Security, and you got to factor in other things like that inflation, or the inflation. You spoke of, which inflation's there. We've seen a higher number in the past few years. Long-term inflation will be there. Taxes will be there. So we need to factor in all those outside noises into your retirement plan, and then show you that you'll be all right. And then you can really focus on your retirement. Really focus on getting ready to, give your notice to your employer that, on a date or a time frame that, is ideal to you, and really gear up for it and get excited about retirement as opposed to nervous about retirement and where you're going to get the money from.
Things change in life. The economy changes. Think about if you were to have retired in 2007 and things were going along great. And then 2008 and 9 came and the market bottomed out, and all of a sudden all that money that you had in the market was cut in half. That could happen again. So what we have to do is have a plan for that and just answer that big question. Am I going to be okay? And let's get those positive feelings going, because you know what you want to do and have some fun in retirement. Let's get the money ready to go. The daily expenses are taken care of, and let's figure out what that paycheck is going to be in retirement. That's what it is to sit down with the team at Rubino and Lang Wealth Partners. We start with a 15-minute introductory call. You can actually set that up on our website, 365retirement.com. Click the button that says Talk to an Advisor. And actually, a calendar even opens up, and you can pick the time and the date and talk to somebody like Ryan and sit down and talk about your concerns and what you want to talk about and what you want to get solved. Let's start right there. Give us a look again, the 365 Retirement Podcast at 365retirement.com. We thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time here on the 365 Retirement Podcast.
Ryan Marston and John Conley are investment advisor representatives of Brookstone Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Sam Lang is licensed in your state, please call 617-630-8787. Rubino and Lang Wealth Partners is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Rubino and Lang Insurance Agency, LLC, Massachusetts Insurance License number 1783398.